Good girl, Lou. Good girl. I think it's funny. Hello! Welcome to my name is Marge. I'm a Hilk empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. Luna was just doing a walkabout in the backyard, in the side yard, and I got to do a little dance. Little sun dance, dance to the sun, God. Dance to God. Not that they're, I don't know, it's just getting all convoluted. It's weird, man. It's hard to keep up with everything and everyone, and it's funny because of all the things that people have ever said and done to me, I've always just kind of went, oh, that kind of sucks, you know? When I was a young girl, I used to be like, Mom, why are they so mean to me? Because I talk funny, too. Why are they so mean to me, Ma?
They're jealous of your dimples.
So Mom said they're jealous of my dimples. Because people just be mean, just spiteful. And then I learned that it didn't have anything to do with me. At the same time, you know, being real sensitive, you pick up on what people really want, you know. So it's not just what they say, but it's the fact that they're trying to hurt my feelings, right? And when I was younger, I had, like, my military bearing was on point. I wouldn't let them see me sweat. You know? Wouldn't let them get my goat. And it was interesting. Something happened. They gave me 6 anthrax shots in 3 months. It was kind of funny because my brother's in the reserves, and we had a conversation earlier today. And he proceeds by saying, you know, 15 years ago I was in a bad relationship, you know. He wasn't happy with himself. You know, because we all eat our feelings. We eat our feelings. So, I've been almost 200 pounds myself, and I used to be 5'3" and 3/4", but now I'm only 5'2". Because I have degenerative arthritis in my... I have degenerative disc disease.
Your back?
Yeah. So it's like, anyway, my in between my vertebrae, they're like sponges. So I've lost 1 inch and 3/4 in 2 years. So he's talking about, you know, and then I don't want to say because it's not really my story to tell, but at the same time, because he got one of them, he's like, yeah, I remember getting one of them anthrax vaccine. I said, just one? You mean you didn't get 6? Oh, you know, and he's like, he's 5'11", although he likes to say he's 6 foot. He's not. He was like saying, and it did something to my endocrine system. And he was talking about how in the last, you know, since the world shut down, he don't got to go to work. He gets a lot more time to go for walks and make whatever food he wants to eat, is, you know, that's healthy and stuff. And it changed his body chemistry. But he don't believe that freaking these injections are going to change mine. You know, being his height and what his weight was taking 1 shot, but me being 5'3" and 3/4, 145 pounds, 140 pounds, getting 6 of those. I'll just say he had over 100 pounds on me, you know. But that don't affect nothing, you know, until I get mad and I chew somebody out. But I'm supposed to be able to freaking always hold my tongue. Never say what you feel. Never say what you think, Marge. Right? Isn't that what I was taught? You know, don't be selfish. People would tell me that on my birthday. Oh, I quit keeping track on my birthday when I was a kid because I didn't want to show other people that it bothered me when my parents wouldn't pay attention to it. Oh, that's alright, you know. And a good trick that people do, that you're going to find out the more sensitive people get. See, I'm one of the type of people that I would just make fun of myself because people always ended up making fun of me. So if I would go to that place and say that thing, then whoever felt compelled in close proximity, they just wouldn't go there. Because I just beat them to the punch, you know? You know? People can be mean. If you look a kind of way and talk a kind of way, it's not. And so now that more and more people are becoming more and more sensitive, there's more people that are going to start stepping into these sensitivities, you know, for whatever reason. Because everybody, I don't know if people notice this, but the world is going through a great awakening. And there's a lot of people being impacted in a lot of ways. And it's weird to me that some people are just, they're floating through life. They're just, I heard it talk one time, and somebody satisfied an answer for me as to why that happens. Is that, because, you know, and it makes my heart feel better. I think it was on the Astrology Hub. It's like you see these people and they just, my brother's one of them. He just has the best life, you know. He's going to pick up his daughter from staying at Nana's house, go and hang out on it. Where his buddy works sometimes on the farm, hang out with the goats. Gee, I wish I could be there, but I'm 4 states away because you couldn't help me. You know, you wouldn't, because not helping people is how people have always helped me. So, I set myself up to be very independent and to know a lot of things as far as, you know, I went to college for computers. I got a bachelor's of science degree. Business information system. I worked for, you know, some of the biggest companies in the world that were headquartered in Omaha. And yet, it took a completely different course. You know? And people are starting to figure out, you know, as much as we appreciate and love our families, you know, that unless some people have certain outlets, I'm talking about a lot of parents that are really stressed out right now. Not even parents. A lot of people are really stressed out, man. The news, it is no bueno, the news. All the stuff that is happening in the news. I'm not going to start like going through a laundry list. It's just, I just see headlines. I don't even read the story. I just scroll through different like media and just look at headlines. I'm not even paying attention to like the you know, where people are going, like the I don't want to give it too much attention. But the more obscure is that people are becoming, they're disassociating. There's a lot of people that are under so much stress that they don't have the coping mechanism nor the skill to deal with it. You know, there's a lot of people that don't have basic problem solving skills. And as we can see, because more and more people are ending up in freaking, it's just weird. A lot of weird stuff, you know. If you're going to go out hiking for the day, tell somebody where you're going, the route you're going, when you expect to be, it's just ridiculous. What is it? Security, operational risk, what is it? OPSEC. Operational security, operational risk management. There's just so many. They just, you know, give him a ribbon. He came up with a new acronym. It's stupid. So, the least I could do. Why did I name the talk? I would name the talk The Least I Could Do. Oh, and then I listened to Heather, Astrology by Heather or whatever, and she was like, oh, she wish I would have heard her talk before I did my talk earlier, because I just say, you know, sometimes, well, not sometimes, I don't say things to intentionally offend people. I don't know who's watching my videos. Unless somebody comes in the chat and says hi, I don't know who's there. I don't know what people are. I don't know what they look like. And yet I say things. Even though my whole life people have said the darndest things to me. And I've come to a place where I learned being offended is a choice. I can choose to be offended and respond based on that choice, or I can choose not to get on that side of the offense, get on the offense, and just go on about my day, and just know that, hey, that's another person on this planet that I am not in I was going to do a play on words there and it didn't work out well. Frequential, we're not the same frequency. We ain't the same freight tribe. You know? People tell us who we are, who they are. People tell me who they are by what they say I am. How is that? Did that make sense? So when people like to say, Margie, why are you so selfish? Then what they're doing is they're looking at my behavior because they can identify every time they're selfish and looking at how I behave. Therefore, they are recognizing me to be selfish because if they were to act like me, they know that they're being a selfish person. See? Margie, why are you so mean? Am I mean, Mom? See? My own mom says I'm mean. And moms know what their kids really are. Look at all those mothers that have protected their children who have known, because you know the darkness and shadows and people, and you can get that help them freaking pull them from that darkness into the light. But parents spend too much time, effort, and energy these days of covering up and protecting that. But they never change the behavior. Then you got the weird kids that do the weird stuff to animals. They just grow up and do weird stuff to other people. And then you have, mom and dad who just want the best for little baby and Billy or whatever. Just keep protecting them. Oh no, one day they got caught. That's all right. Get them all the best everything, I couldn't even get, it's just so weird, So, people are coming more into getting a broader picture. Jesse Zaboter did me the favor one time discussing, about Adam, because I'm ignorant as far as the Bible is concerned. I was one of those. It was just like, this is another type story. I was one of those, and now I believe that it's a preface, a code book kind of, and it gives us insight as to what's going on right now. It's like a tool book on how to get through these trudging the trials and tribulations of the end of days as we knew them. The history books are changing. Things are changing. People are freaking outwardly. Keegan did a premiere earlier, and people are outwardly freaking. That little Nas did a video in like Nike 666. They had a pair of Nikes with 666 on them. I mean, they're outwardly, this is who we're for, and it ain't for God. And people are still going to be like, oh, gotta go get those new kicks. Because they down with the 666. And they'll probably freaking sell out and be on back order. And, people be waiting in line to get them. And it's so weird. But Jesse told a story about how, Adam and Eve, all this spectrum, there's all this duality, there's all this good, bad, low vibrational, high vibrational, depends on your psyche and how you look and perceive things, right? But when they ate the apple, and they didn't see all the bad stuff, they didn't see all the bad stuff. They didn't see all the baby rapes, they didn't see the cannibalism, freaking human trafficking, all that. They didn't see all that stuff. And then they ate the apple. And then that showed them the duality. That everything, they thought everything was all love and light first. And then they ate the apple and they're like, oh, now we see the wicked. Now we see the lizards. Now we see the things that do things that are ugly and creepy, crawly, and gross. They didn't see them before. Doesn't mean they weren't there. Right? Some of us have seen the creepy, crawly, gross stuff from a very, very young age. And the whole time, we're trying to act like, look, just happy and jolly, all the while stuff is reminding us of creepy, gross, nasty, gross stuff. But wait, that's okay because that's not right here, right now. But look at all these people that act like this stuff don't exist. La, la, la. Hiss, boom, ba. Support your troops. Really? Why? They go over to other countries and kill innocent people. Why would people support that? It doesn't make sense to me. These impoverished third world countries are some sort of threat to us. We are a threat to us. People are losing their freaking minds. Their psychologies are breaking down. Because most people don't have God as their higher power. As people are clearly seeing day in and day out. Because now they're just outwardly, come on, when the freaking vice president has the pillars, it's mockery. And now they're laughing more because they're just like, now, look, there's all these resources that tell people what we're doing and these freaking dipshits are still eating this up. Really pretty day. I went and drove around a little bit today. Took some pictures of the Cristo de Saint Mountains, whatever they are. And just got some fresh air. I took Benny and Luna. Did I take Benny and Luna? Or was it Benny and... I took 2 dogs. I took 50% of the pack with me for just... It was Luna. Yeah, it was Benny and Luna. Quick, just around the loop, and then I went up off toward the mountain, and I didn't go all the way up. You know what I'm going to do, Mom? They have these cameras. And I'm going to put one on the table next to you. And that you can access, I think they even have them with a microphone. And I can so people talk to them with their pets, but I can talk to you. We can do like a walkie-talkie video camera set up. So when I can check in and see how you're doing when I'm out and about taking pictures and stuff. And it's really difficult on my van. On my minivan, when my big red truck drive, I bought a minivan and it's a Dodge Ram Caravan. And at least it's a Supreme though. And so it has like the moonroof and stuff like that. It's got a lot of miles. It's old, but it suits us just fine. I always wanted a car with the moonroof. Anyway, it just doesn't have a lot of gusto, but at this point, man, there's car accidents everywhere. People's egos, all this life force, spring, kundalini energy, people are just losing it from their egos. So all these freaking car accidents everywhere. Anyway, it's really hard to come home and have, Mom, it's so weird to drive through town. It's such a pretty day. There's there's a real touristy spot here, I guess. And I don't know. But most touristy spots to me, I'm like, okay, there it is. I saw it. Let's go. But people just anyway. What was I saying, Mom? I was driving, okay. Oh, it's just really weird to have to freaking come home and report, yeah, it's a beautiful day, everything, and there's freaking people with masks on everywhere. Okay. Now, since 2000... I talked about this from when I heard the first one in November. And I've researched Event 201, and that's one thing I wrote on. I got these markers. They're window markers. And I wrote stuff. Look it up. And I wrote, COVID is an agenda. And on the back I wrote, hey, Oka, hey. Smile, Matt's free. And then in small print I read, unless you're ugly. Well, that's the thing is because you could just wash the window off and make a new sign. But, since people are doing what they're told, maybe if I interject to see the thought that maybe they'll do what they're told, It's just so weird. I lived a life that I should be afraid of everything. I should be so scared. But thank goodness I got a God, a higher power. And I have my faith in God. And if I die tomorrow, I might need to write a list of things that need to be done in case my demise. I'm not going to die tomorrow. But you know, like I should have a plan for Mom and the dogs. The dogs will just have to go back to rescue. Huh. That would suck. Anyway, but these are the things that people have to plan for because we don't know what happens. You know, you make a plan and put it away. You know? But you never know. That's why you gotta live joyfully as much as you can every day. I got trouble with anger sometimes. Sometimes it's the little stuff that I'm just like, you know, it's the little stuff. Like when I'm doing something, how do I explain it? And something extra out of the ordinary happens and impedes my progress. Like something breaks in a weird way, or something like, I don't know how to describe it. It's just something that, like I'm going along doing my thing when just things stop and trip me up. And especially if I have to stop and do several steps to go back on my original task. Because I can just go to 0 to 100 on like annoyed and freaking pissed off about some bullshit. Right? And I say things and I flash and then I don't hang on to them. And then it doesn't hurt. And then, cause you know what happens? People hang on to stuff and they don't say it or get off their chest, or they just stuff it. And then they get ulcers and weird acid. And I already get enough. Like I used to get heartburn. Now I'm a lot more careful with my diet. It's the full moon. I'm like, why am I all this energy? It is the full moon. And isn't it what, I track Vedic too, so it's all, is it, I don't even remember what's the suit, it's the first moon, full moon of the, depends on what circles you travel in, there's lots of stuff about the full moon. Magnet. And data and information, you ever watch that movie, What the Blip We Know? I watched it back in 2007. It's why I try to keep my words positive, because I have tendencies to retain water, and in that it holds you can't talk trash to yourself. You can't talk trash to other people. You just can't talk trash because it messes with your molecules. It makes your atoms all ugly. And then when your atoms are all ugly, it comes out physically. That ugly sits in places. Oftentimes because people feel bad about being all ugly with their ugly words and their ugly ways. So they drink to make themselves feel better. And they feel better for a minute, but then they do more ugly things. And that vicious, and they wake up the next day with that incomprehensible demoralization. I've been in it. And if I'm not careful, and if I don't meditate and go out for a drive for an hour and do things to take care of myself, my ego starts getting bigger, and I can start getting resentful, and I could start thinking this, and I could start thinking that. That ain't useful to me or my immediate ecosystem, huh, Mom? Mom likes it when I leave sometimes too, huh? You like it when I come back, but you just like your time by yourself, don't you? Yeah. Not too long. But it's really weird to have to go out and report to Mom that the world is still freaking stupid. It's really weird. I feel like I'm in a movie. And I'm just like, when are they going to yell cut? You know? Because my generation, we grew up watching freaking, you know, Candid Camera and stuff like that. All those shows are just like, see if people would do the right thing or the wrong thing. And if they don't think that they're being watched, a lot of times people make the wrong choice. We see it every day. So now they're saying Ebola is coming back. I remember when they kicked that, they launched that off, and because I lived in Omaha. It's like, you know what? Whenever it's my time, God, it's my time. I'm not gonna be afraid and live and worry about when it's my time. I'm not. You know, I've had a full life. I've lived a life probably for 3 people. Enough. I got a lot of good stories. I got a lot of good memories. I've been doing talks now. I missed doing videos for 4 years now. Can't reach 1,000. It don't matter now, because when you don't, that's not a criteria. I probably won't be able to do lives at 1,000 anyway. So, because that can't. You know, and I got one of those big mouths and stuff. So, I'm one of those things. Yeah, how frustrating it is to have so many characteristics that people don't like in themselves, so they don't like me. Because I think I'm pretty likable. Mom, you think I'm pretty likable too, huh?
Yes, I do.
Only because I have her smile. There are a lot of years she didn't like me. Go live with your dad. Aha! Joke's on her. He didn't want me either. I have a lot of energy. And if I don't use it wisely, it can turn my molecules ugly. Huh? See? That's why I put a lot of effort in to doing things that I enjoy. You know, close to home. I'm a wanderer, man. I've always been a nomad. I've always gone for drives and taken pictures. Gone out and just done that. Sometimes I take dogs, sometimes I don't. But can't leave for too long, you know. And now it's just so weird because it's just like everybody has succumbed to the, you know. Now everybody's going back and doing what they were doing before, but now they're just all wearing a stupid frisking thing. And it's not fun for people like me. It's not fun for people like me. Mom won't go anywhere because she won't wear one. She doesn't get why. You know, like, why are they doing it, Marge? Well, Mom, because some people are getting sick, and then 99.3 are getting better, but that 0.7 boy, they die. The good news is there's no flu anymore. Yeah. One just took over everything and the other disappeared. It is like magic. It's amazing. They say miracles don't happen. There's one right there. Whenever I start going, Mom frickin' goes to sleep. Yeah, I know. Lilith in Capricorn. I have trouble with feminine energy. I do. I have trouble with it. I used to identify with it as weak, because my mom would, little 5-foot lady though, I'd just be like, just shut your mouth, because she'd go getting her boyfriends. They'd start drinking, they'd be drunk. Mom never drink, and then she'd start saying stuff, like digging at him. She's got like 5 planets in Sagittarius. She ain't no joke. She's very psychic, intuitive, and so, and I'd just be like, Mom, because I'd see that their spirit is gone, and now the demons are here, and the demons will do whatever they like with her. And so they would. I saw demons cause harm to my mother time and time again. And that's why I don't drink, because when I drink, those demons come in me, and that's part of my family curse, that I have to stop that cycle. So that if I can die sober, draw a sober breath, and that's history. My family line, probably on both sides, his mom was adopted. that that's history that I can heal, because I was able to stay of sound mind in faith in God, higher power, where I didn't have to turn to outside sources to make me feel better, that in turn causes harm. So mom used to just like, I've seen her get kicked out, like freaking down, knocked out, down for the count, flat, laying out on the porch, and I'm walking towards her, and the man freaking looked at me, and I've seen demons, because I looked into the face of a demon as he laughed and kicked her over the side of the second story. We lived on the second story, and he kicked her over the side. And I just went after him, and he did one of those things, because I was 7, 6. And he just stuck his hand out, and I'm like freaking swinging, and I'm always going to try. I might get my ass kicked, but I'm going to get something in. That's how I've always been. I've been trying to protect mom my whole life. Then I wasn't always around her, and then she got her head slammed in the car door of a 1964 Chevy Biscayne, and then shortly after, she had a major brainstem stroke. I was 15. I promised her. She said, "Don't ever put me in a home." So I promised then. So the promise that I hold is of the promise of a 15-year-old girl to her mom. And then everybody gets sick of this stuff, and people, because my brother, he wanted me to put her in a home and get rid of all my dogs. That's what. And then he was going to help me. See, when I say he didn't help me, that's not really fair to say. He was going to help me. But first, I had to give a couple of my dogs away and then put mom someplace else. But he doesn't understand the thought of me doing that. Is breaking a promise that I made when I was 15, and I'm going to be 47 in a couple weeks, and on the 9th. And for people that talk about integrity and taking care of your family and all that stuff, you think that they would understand what my promise means. And then I watch people look at their loved ones through windows and all this lame, stupid bullshit. And I was just like, Mom, there ain't no way. There ain't no way. I considered it for a little while back in 2013, because I was in a relationship, and the relationship turns, and thought, well, a lot of it was because we had disagreements about mom, and then I said, I could find, that was the beginning of God, it's a long story. That was right when that relationship ended, and then my pituitary gland, I got it. It's documented in the VA system in Omaha. You think all these would be connected, like there'd be one network, but no, they're state by state, and it's a nightmare. Anyway, but my pituitary gland enlarged. So they were talking about autoimmune, all these autoimmune disease and all this stuff, and it. I had a headache for 6 days. It was what happened, and then I thought and I just kept waiting for it to get better, and then finally I caused because mom was it was gnarly, and mom was like, you got to call somebody on day 6. She was starting to get worried for me. And so I did, and then the triage nurse said come in, and then they did a CAT scan, and then my pituitary gland was enlarged. Then later I did an MRI, and it was back down into normal, what's the word? I can't, clinical stuff. Volumes, range, I don't know. Anyway, so, and then ever since then, I was I started, my awareness really started opening up. And that's also when that relationship ended, when I knew that my heart wasn't in the Midwest and that I needed to keep looking for my people that are like me. I've been looking my whole life. Mom said, Mom, how come I can't make no friends nowhere? How come I can't find no friends nowhere? I just can't be at the same place at the same people that are like me. I like to go to things in off times. I don't like high traffic areas. I used to. I think it's funny because I'm thinking high traffic areas. I used to like really slutty girls, and that's what I used to call slutty people. High traffic areas. I could never be the slut, but I tried real hard sometimes. I just am too much of a prude. But I like the girls that can pull it off okay. Yay for you, mad props. So, I always had a hard time with feminine energy. I thought it was weak. I thought it was, I had all that programming. And then once it started tearing down, and I started like hanging out and nature all the time. I was always in nature. My whole life I've been in nature. I just go off and wander off. I was the kid that wandered off. Mom never understood how people could put their children on leashes until they had me. Because I was a kid, 2-3 years, like in the tree, high. Like, should we call the fire department? How are we going to get her down from there? Put a fish hook through my tongue when I was 2. I just always experienced. I'm a kid that I smell everything, taste. Got a full experience everything. I gotta be careful though, because, when I was a kid, I would do anything once. You give me a drug, I would try it. Anything once. Thank goodness I didn't come across none of that juicy chrome. Huh, Luna? You're not going out. You just keep going outside and wanting outside, and then when we go outside, you do nothing. Look at this. She's so cute. Laser eye, Luna. It's a full moon, Luna. Do you feel it? Do you feel the full moon, Luna? Oh, you're so pretty. Oh, you're so pretty and smart and funny, too. Yes. You are so cute. You are the only girl for me. She's so pretty. Oh, look at you. You are put on a show. What? Do I need to stop the video and take you out immediately? It's a mergical? Is a mergical? And then what? No, you don't want to talk about it anymore? That's all you have to say about it. Really? She was 40 minutes away from being put down. And I know why. I got an idea why. But she's got a pretty smile. She got a broken tooth. But the vet, last time she had a dental, it was dead. And he's like, I don't want to break her jaw. I don't want to risk breaking her jaw. So he left it. But it causes problems. Huh, pretty lady? But you don't fight with your brothers unless we're in Arizona and live with freaking women from hell. Huh? Huh? You fought with your brother then, huh? Yep. So, oh well. Alright, she wants to go outside and I gotta pour out my can of butter. I've been soaking butter for about 9 hours. I got some keef. I wanted to mix it up a little bit. So I got like 7 grams of 25% indica, and then I got some keef. And dumped that in there when I did the decarb, and then it's just been soaking in butter all day. And then tomorrow I'll make cookies. Then I'll go hand some out to some folks. Of course, they gotta be 21 or older. I always tell them the same thing. For fun and for free. If it's too much for you, just drink some orange juice. You might want to start by eating half. And then it comes back to me. And I guarantee those people that I've given cookie to, as long as they hold memories, they'll hold memories of me, because I gave them those